In this lesson, I'm going to work through two examples of angle of elevation questions. I'll work through the angle of depression questions in the next video. So before we begin, we should define what angle of elevation and angle of depressions are. So the angle of elevation is said to be the angle made with the ground and your line of sight when you look up at an object. So you can see here, if you're looking upwards at an object, that's our angle of elevation. The angle of depression is said to be the angle made with the horizon. So the horizon is this imaginary line that is horizontal and the line of sight. When you look down at an object. So you're looking downwards and that's our angle of depression. So angle of elevation and angle of depression are very common questions that you get when you do your HSC. So I'll start off by doing two examples that are very similar to the questions you will get. So scrolling down to the first question. So the first question is the top of the building is sighted at an angle of elevation of 40 degrees and the observer is 27 meters back from the base of the building. Calculate the height of the building correct to the nearest meter. So before we begin, we're going to draw the diagram. So our stick person is standing 27 meters away from a building when our stick person is looking up to the top of the building at 40 degrees. So what we have here is we have a right angle triangle with a 40-degree angle, 27 meters. We don't know what the height of the building is, so we'll let the height of the building stand for h. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use trigonometry to solve for h. So once again, like you would for any trigonometric problems, you identify the sides. So h is our opposite side and 27 is our adjacent side. Using SOHCAHTOA, we can see that the tan is the most appropriate trig ratio to use. So that is tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So we're going to substitute our given values. So our theta is the angle, and that's 40 degrees. So tan 40 degrees equals to opposite over adjacent. Opposite is represented by the letter H, and adjacent is represented by 27. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve for H. So to solve for H, we're going to get rid of the 27, and we do that by multiplying both sides by 27. The 27s cancel out here. And what we have is H equals to 27 times tan 40 degrees. This is imported into your calculator, and what you should get is 22.65569004 meters. The question's asking us to the correct to the nearest meter, so we're going to round off. So looking at our decimal number, we can see we need to round up to 23 meters. So that's our final answer. So moving on to the next question, scrolling down. The next question states that Sachin stands 50 meters from the back of 50 meters back from the foot of an 80-meter tower. Sachin's eyes are at a height of 1.57 meters. Calculate the angle of elevation that Sachin must look to see the top of the tower. So once again, we begin by drawing a diagram. So this stick person is Sachin. Her eyes are at 1.57 meters from the ground. So she's standing 50 meters back from the base of the building. The building's about 80 meters high. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move this 50 meters up to her eye level. So 50 meters up to her eye level. Since I've moved the 50 meters up to her eye level, the height of the building changes. So we're concerned with this height here. So to find this height there, we need to do 80 meters take away 1.57. That works out to be 78.43 meters. And the question is asking us to find the angle of elevation. So the angle her eyes make the line of sight when she's looking up at the top of the building. So I'm going to draw this diagram out in the box with just the relevant information. So once again, we have a right angle triangle. Our angle is theta because it's unknown, we don't know what it is. Our height here is not 80, it's 78.43 meters, and this is still 50 meters. So using trig to solve for unknown angles, the first thing we have to do is find our sides according to the angle. So the 78.43 meters is our opposite side. 50 meters is right next to the angle, so it's adjacent. And using SOHCAHTOA, we need to choose the appropriate trig ratio to use. So once again, it's tan. So that is tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So substituting our values, tan theta is equal to 78.43 over 50. So we're solving for theta because it's our unknown angle. So to do so, we need to do the opposite operation of tan. So the opposite operation of tan is tan inverse. So I'm going to multiply both sides by tan inverse. So that cancels out, and theta is equal to tan inverse 78.43 over 50. So you're going to input those given information to your calculator, and you should get 57.48203,488. And remember, this answer is our answer in decimals, so we want it as degrees, minutes, and seconds. So we use the degrees, minutes, second button on our calculator, and we should get 57 degrees, 28 minutes, and 55.33 seconds. So the question doesn't state how we should round off, so let's round off to the nearest minute. So rounding off to the nearest minute, we're going to round our answer up to 57 degrees and 29 minutes, as 55 degrees and 33 seconds is greater than 30. So this is our final answer. So hopefully these two examples will help you through the questions that you'll be doing in your textbook and in the past papers. In the next video, I'll be dealing with angle of depression. So good luck with your studies, and if you still have any questions, come ask me in class. I'm more than happy to go through this again with you.